Gold was leading and now silver is kind of leading.
What you're about to see is a video snippet from inside the boiler room. Every single morning before the open of the US stock markets, I analyze dozens of stocks and then decide on the trades that we're going to look at for that day with dozens of traders. We all get together, execute trades, chat some, and make some money together on a Zoom conference call. Go to thepatterntrader.com/club to find out more.
There's been something percolating to me in the metals market, particularly silver. I've talked about this for the last couple of weeks where, I look at charts very dynamically. So as opposed to statically, meaning that, I just don't look at a pattern and say, okay, the pattern means we're going to do this. That's what I used to do. And I couldn't understand why I lost so much money. So I'm giving you guys the benefit of a lot of my heartache. Where again, what I mean is, we've talked about this. When I see a pattern, and silver had some very profound kind of double top, head and shoulders, and then, it took a long time. And I'm just afraid my computer wants to crap on me. There seems to be some buffering going on. So, I always look at how the market traverses through a neckline. So, right at this period, we'd spent about a year and a half just going above this neckline, and then finally we cracked the neckline, and then typically you expect behavior to break down, do a retest, and then once it kind of breaks there, then this should have just kept on its merry way lower. And again, what I think, my analysis doesn't mean anything. It's really, what does the market do? So instead of going lower, this thing has kind of done a U-turn here and now is, trading above this neckline. So to me, if you're short, all kinds of alarm bells should be going off, and at least, you should be getting out of the shorts. But to me, if something's not going to go lower, it means that it's got to go the other way. Now, the IGV, which is the software, looks much like this, where you've got this perspective bottom, but it's still very much a downtrending market. So you get these bottoms and they all just end up being fake outs, and you just end up making new lows. Sometimes you see these things here, it looks like it's going to get going, and then you make a new low. And I suspect this is going to be one of those, but you could also get a move here before it goes there. So it's a very difficult kind of game in here, because here's the bottom, but now you kind of got these lower highs. So if you see a bottom, you want to see higher lows and higher highs. You want to see the market start telling you that there's a bottom, that prices are looking like they want to go north. So there's just a little area here that it needs to hold if it's going to go higher. If it doesn't, eventually I do expect this to make new lows sometime in the first quarter of 2023. So right now it's a game of, does it go a little bit higher before it goes lower, or do we just, start drifting lower, get a year-end rally, and then go lower? But it's just a very difficult area in here. It's just, up one day, down the next. And to me, trading is all about confidence, kind of feeling like you are in a pocket where you can understand where the market's going to go directionally. Once you start getting like this, every day is, you come in with, a different level of confidence or no confidence. So trading is, all about confidence. Gold was leading and now silver is kind of leading. So I thought I had the wrong instrument, but now, it looks like we've got this little triple bottom on gold. We've kind of retested this neckline. And now I would say about little shy of 1800, 1795 on gold is, where there's a glass ceiling here. And, let's see if it makes it through there or gets rebuffed there. So, somewhat interesting. I kind of like the price action of Restoration Hardware. I got long The other day, I added some. Yesterday, I suspect I might add, again, this is a case of lower highs. And, I'm always, thinking that, I could be caught in a trap here. I've been watching this Elvis movie. It's got a great song called Suspicious Minds. and, kind of the words are, caught in a trap. And so when I just said that, I just feel like I could be caught in a trap here. So yeah, when trading, you always have to have a suspicious mind. Sleep with one eye open. But this is a very difficult chart. This is a downtrending chart. And then it's also a very sideways. So these are not really, kind of markets that, I'm really looking for, unless I can grab a foothold somewhere and, catch a ride, and who knows what those rides can turn into. So, if you just kind of look at this, it kind of looks like nothing, but like buried within this is a very subtle, funky looking, pattern here. Now, is that going to turn out to be a bottom? Time will tell. And maybe it's just a trading bottom where, kind of traded here and it's going to trade here, and eventually this thing just craps out. So again, you can only take what the market gives you. And yes, I like to go on these long rides, but the market is really a trading market, and just sometimes you just got to hop on board, whatever ride you can, whatever bus, is coming by. So I feel like there's a bit of a bottom here. There's somewhat of a collection here, a bottom, triple bottom, rounding bottom. And then, you kind of have a little funky area here. And then yesterday you kind of closed well. Sometimes, like I said, I just look at see how something closes relative to the high and low. Now that's, there's no formula for that. But, again, you just put your toe in the water, see how it feels. I've got my wrist to yesterday's low in my mind, and I'm going to see how, that feels. And then, if it kind of gets above this area here, I think I'm going to add to that position. So who knows how far this could go? Does it just go here, bang into there, and then go back down? Or, is this some turnaround operation that, could go for a much more extended move? So, this is kind of such an ambiguous environment. All you can do is test out these little trades, set your risks very low, and see what happens. Carrie says on the long term, RH looks like a clear short. Carrie, you're right. This is still very much a downtrend. But, sometimes, I'm just trying to catch lightning in a bottle. If I could just get a move like this, I'm not looking for the world right now. I'm just looking for moves. And, if this thing starts moving today, I'll start getting out of that thing, very, very quickly. I'll start taking, if I get a $5, $8 move, I'll take 20% off. Another $5, I'll take another 20% off. Then I'll just put a stop loss and let the rest ride. So sometimes you just put a test, you just try and catch lightning in a bottle. And, the perfect is the enemy of the good. This is a downtrend, and you're right. And, sometimes, like I said, I will trade a counter trend move. Now, trends do change. This is a downtrend, but it looks like it's been pretty one way for a long time. So, if you got a short covering rally, you could go for a nice ride the other way. Now, there's a lot of things in the way here that kind of, look difficult for this trade to kind of make a lot of progress. But I'm trying not to overanalyze it. You had a little bit of a weekly key reversal last week. You're having a little bit of a follow through. And so if you stop respecting those reversals, then all of a sudden it turns into a busted thing and you get a short covering rally. Now, I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. You just put in a gentle probe and you see what happens. But you're right. This is still an ugly market. This is still a very much of a downward trending market. And, but we could go all the way back to 300. And, it could then go back into the trend. But if I can catch a ride from 275 to 300, it's a 10% move, I'll take it. And, who knows? I mean, this thing could just do something much more profound. It's just very hard to see a market that just goes down and then down. I mean, it just, I don't know that this is going to completely collapse like that. So again, it's just risk and reward. I got in yesterday. I'm already making a few bucks. And, I'll put my stop $5 away and see what happens. Or under 269, which I think was yesterday's low.
Hey, if you would like to trade alongside me every day and join our most prestigious program, then head over to thepatterntrader.com/club for more information.